So you're close to retiring. What are the most important things you have to consider right now? Our guest, Robert Powell from MarketWatch.com, joins us in a moment. And say goodbye to the 4% retirement withdrawal rule. It doesn't work any longer. So how can you withdraw your funds safely and never run out of money in retirement? We'll tell you next on Your Money Matters, presented by the Presley Group.
And welcome back to Your Money Matters, your weekly peek inside the complex financial world. You listen to the show so you can retire with peace of mind. And what better people to tell you about that than Christy Smith, president of the Presley Group, and Matt Kennedy. Christy and Matt are experts at helping you plan for a successful retirement. They teach their clients how to position their retirement money to avoid losses due to stock market conditions. They have helped hundreds of clients achieve their retirement goals, and they can help you. Here are your hosts for Your Money Matters, Matt Kennedy and Christy Smith.
And good morning on this beautiful weekend. I'm Matt Kennedy, agent with the Presley Group. At the Presley Group, we are specialists in helping you figure out retirement income. We preserve and protect your retirement assets, never putting your money at risk in the market, letting you share in market gains in the good years, protecting you when the bear comes out, and, if need be, giving you guaranteed retirement income. The Presley Group, financial security in any economy. It's a pleasure to have you with us this morning. Christy Smith will be along very shortly. We've got a lot of ground to cover today. We need to get right to our guest, though. Robert Powell writes for MarketWatch.com. He also is the editor of Retirement Weekly, which you can find at MarketWatch.com. He recently had a great article out, 12 Things to Consider as You Plan to Retire. And it's our privilege to welcome Robert Powell to the show this morning. Robert, good morning.
Good morning.
We may not be able to cover all 12, but let's go through, say, the top 6 or 7 things that someone really has to consider before they completely call it quits.
Sure. So I guess the big two are, 1, are you ready mentally? And then 2, can you afford to? So the first one is, are you ready mentally? And there are a couple of good reasons why you would be ready mentally. One is, the time is right. You just know it in your heart of hearts that you're done working.
Mm-hmm.
2, you have more compelling things to do. I was with a gentleman the other day who's retired, and he wanted to spend more time with his grandkids. And there's no amount of money that anyone could pay him that would prevent him from spending time with his grandkids. So that's a compelling thing for him to do. And then the third thing is, your job might be changing. Perhaps you're working for the defense industry and, you're about to get furloughed and you have 32 years of service in and you can get 70% of your pension. Well, that might be the perfect time to think about, retiring.
Mm-hmm.
There are other reasons why you might not retire, too. And, one of them has to do with whether you can afford to retire. So that's the second big question. And, there you really have to sit down and get a sense of, what are your sources of income in retirement, and what are your expenses? And if your income in retirement is greater than your expenses, well, that's a good reason that means that you can afford to do it. If, on the other hand, when you do all this number crunching and your expenses are greater than your income, I'd say you can't afford to retire.
Exactly. Well, one of the big questions that has to be asked that you point out in the article, 12 things to consider before you retire, is what about Social Security? When should I apply for it? When should my spouse take her benefit or his benefit? It gets complicated, right?
It does, and the common conventional wisdom right now is to not take it at 62, and to not even take it at full retirement age, but to delay taking it for as long as possible to age 70, and that accomplishes 2 things. One is you'll get the largest possible Social Security benefit that you can, and then if you're married and you predecease your spouse, your widow will also get the largest possible survivor's benefit, and that's really important because one of the things that happens in this country is that husbands typically predeceased their wives, their spouses, and widows tend to be among the greatest. About 30% of widows live in poverty, and there are two reasons for that. One, because their husbands took Social Security early and they reduced their benefit, and two, if they had a defined benefit plan, they typically took a single life annuity instead of a joint survivor, which means that their income is greatly reduced because of the decisions that their husbands made over how much to take and when to take their either Social Security or defined benefit pension plan.
We're talking to Bob Powell, MarketWatch.com, editor of Retirement Weekly. 12 questions to ask before you retire. Bob, the stock market's been great. I mean, we've hit all-time highs. We've recovered from the nastiness of 08 and 09. I guess one of the questions has to be, how do I then invest my retirement savings? If I tiptoe into the market, some would say I may be tiptoeing in at the top. A lot of concern there, too, right?
There is, and so retirees always have to strike that balance between investing for growth because they need to sort of keep pace or outpace inflation, but also invest for safety so that they have the income or the principal or both to support their standard of living. So one of the things that I'd like to tell people is to think about investing as a layering concept, so that you would invest such that you're creating income or have principal such that it covers your standard of living, whatever that may be, and then invest the difference for growth so that you keep pace with inflation. So yes, the market is high. Yes, people are cautious about going back into it. But if what you have is invested in such a way that it's supporting your standard of living, and the money is not at risk, not in the stock market, that's good. If you have money left over and you put it in the stock market, invest with an eye toward growth in income or dividends or something that is safe enough so that you won't lose the money that you need to support yourself if you happen to live a long life.
Put another way, you're saying make darn sure that you know that you've got some mailbox money, right? That you can go down the driveway once a month, get the Social Security check, although that's direct deposit now, and maybe some sort of guaranteed payout to cover your basic needs so that you know you're not going to fall into a pit in retirement if your savings go down.
That's exactly it, Matt. I mean, one of the big things that people have to think about in retirement is you have to replace your paycheck that you got from work with a paycheck from other sources. One of those paychecks will be Social Security. If you're lucky, one of them will be a defined benefit plan. And if not, the paycheck has to come from your other investable assets, a 401k, an IRA, a taxable account. And you really don't want that paycheck to vary, and you want it to last for as long as you live.
How do you feel about long-term care coverage, Bob?
Well, I think, this is one of those products that people, if you're not able to self-insure, if you're not wealthy enough to cover what your potential long-term care costs would be, I think you have to look at long-term care insurance because it is perhaps the one insurance, like home insurance, like car insurance, like health insurance, that is there when you need it. It's not necessarily expense because it's a risk management tool and a very vital one. Again, if a healthcare shock is one of the big risks that you'll face in retirement, and if you don't have a way to mitigate that risk, you'll be in big trouble. Again, healthcare shocks are one of the leading causes of bankruptcy in this country. So without long-term care insurance, you're putting yourself and your family and your heirs at risk.
Last but not least, it's easy to talk about the numbers and the products. Bottom line is retiring is really as much an emotional decision as it is a financial decision, right? Retirement
is hard work, and there's no getting around it. And one of the things that you have to think about is the emotional aspects of it. And one of the important things about retiring is how do you age successfully in retirement? And so one of the things, there are three things that you need to do. You need to keep exercising, you need to keep dieting and eating well, and most importantly, you need to retain your social contacts, because if you lose part of that network, that group, that club, those people that you are in touch with, you tend to sort of not age as successfully as you might. So it can be a great experience, but you need to work at it. You can't be a couch potato in retirement.
All right, last but not least, I've got to brag on you for a moment. We spoke, I want to say back in 2009, maybe May of 2010. Bob, you had written an article then saying it was time to say goodbye to the so-called 4% rule. Article in the Wall Street Journal this week, say goodbye to the 4% rule. So were you a prophet ahead of your time?
No, I think what people are now realizing is that what we realized 2 years ago but didn't want to admit is fast becoming a reality. That for many years people thought you could take 4% out per year, that your money would last 30 years through markets up and down. But I think in this low interest rate environment, what people are beginning to realize is that 4% is a very aggressive withdrawal rate. And the truth of the matter is that if you want your money to last 30 years using a withdrawal rate, using risky assets, that it will have to be on the order of 2% if you want your money to last 30 years.
It's Robert Powell from MarketWatch.com, editor of Retirement Weekly. You can find out more about Robert Powell and his work at MarketWatch.com. At the end there, he talked about, having a withdrawal plan. Well, that's what we can really help you with at the Presley Group. We can help you with a withdrawal plan. So many times you sit down with the person that maybe has been helping you with your finances, and their focus is going to be on more than likely accumulation, right? They want to grow your money as much as possible, and growing your money is important. At the Presley Group, we want to grow your money as well, but we want to grow it in such a manner that we protect it from market downturns, because all the growth in the world doesn't help you if right before you get ready to retire, we have a market downturn, and you've got to work longer because your nest egg has fallen apart. At the Presley Group, we consider ourselves really distribution specialists. Now, you've got the accumulation specialist out there. We like to think of ourselves as distribution specialists. So as you approach retirement, and as Robert Powell said, is you need to start thinking about, okay, how do we make sure we have enough income to cover our basic expenses? That's where we can really help you. We can sit down with you and show you how we can take a portion of your nest egg and turn it into a guaranteed retirement income that neither you nor your spouse can outlive. Sure, it's great to accumulate a big number, but what good does that number do you if it's not guaranteed to be an income for you? Give us a call. Schedule a free, no-obligation, one-on-one consultation at 791-5773. That's 791-5773. Or visit safemoneyplan.net. Back with more of Your Money Matters in just a moment. How will Obamacare affect you? How will it impact your planning for retirement, Medicare, Social Security? If you're a small business owner, what impact will Obamacare have on you and your business? This is Matt Kennedy, inviting you and a guest to attend our free Affordable Care Act workshop coming up Tuesday or Thursday of next week in the Zachary area. To register, call us at 791-5773. This is a free workshop. However, seating is very limited, filling up fast. So please call now, 791-5773. We're going to examine the Affordable Care Act, kind of help explain some of the terminology, and talk about how it may impact you, your business, and your retirement. Don't miss it, Tuesday or Thursday in the Zachary area. To find out more and register, call 791-5773. That's 791-5773. And welcome back to Your Money Matters here on Talk 107.3 FM. I'm Matt Kennedy, joined now by Christy Smith, owner, president, founder, trying to think of other titles, horse owner of the Presley Group. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here. You know, one of the things that we hear a lot in the office is, you know, when people are starting to consider retirement, they don't really know what are all the elements that they have to consider in helping make that decision. Do they actually retire or not?
A lot of elements. And it's not just how much money do I have. There are emotional factors. There are financial factors. There's physical factors. There's all kinds of factors.
Well, and we have got a great, it's really like a little booklet. It's a great booklet. It's called The Things You Need to Know About Retirement Income. And I love this book because it really gives you things to consider that you probably have not, put into the mix. And so if you'd like a copy of our 10 things you need to know about retirement income, give our office a call and just let Andrea know you'd like us to send you one in the mail, or you can schedule a complimentary visit to come in, and we'll be glad to give you one when you do come in for your visit. But again, it's the 10 things you need to know about retirement income. 791-5773. 791-5773 is the number that you're going to call to get your 10 things you need to know about planning for retirement income.
You can also visit our website, safemoneyplan.net. That's safemoneyplan.net, and you can contact us that way as well. I want to go back to what you mentioned about as you get ready to retire, there's so many things to consider. I ran across an article from our good friend Robert Powell, Bob Powell, at MarketWatch.com, 4 simple steps to the complete retirement. Now, I know retirement can be a very daunting undertaking. We meet with many people who are already retired. It's going great for them. But those of you who are right on the cusp of retirement, it can be overwhelming. So let's see if we can go through these 4 steps, Christy. Bob Powell says step number 1 is get the right mix of assets, products, and a withdrawal strategy. This is so important. That mix is so important. And you may not find that mix all in one place. You may have to do some shopping around to find the right mix.
Well, often you do have to do some shopping around, Matt. The thing is that, a lot of our clients will come into us and they will be with a large brokerage firm and, their goals are not being met. And, they can see that when market conditions are down. I mean, we're fortunate. The market's been doing well and, we've been making money. But, when market conditions go down, that's when people really tend to get a grips on the fact that their plan's not doing what they really wanted it to do. Mm-hmm. And so, a lot of times you have to shop around to find that right mix. And, the good news is that at the Presley Group, we do have some great software that we can sit down and work with you and plug in some information, and it's going to give you some ideas and suggestions on what the right mix may be. You may want to use some of your money in our fixed indexed annuity strategies. You may want to keep some in the market. You may want some in the bank as liquid money. Finding the right mix is definitely important, and I think any advisor that would pull all of your money into one category is really a foolish thing to do.
Well, when we sit and talk and you're planning for retirement, or if you're already retired but you're not happy with your present strategy, we're going to talk about really 3 types of, we'll call it capital, that you've got. You've got human capital, and that's the money you're making from or the money you made from working. You've got your social capital. That's Social Security. That's what the government's sending you, right? And then you've got your financial capital. That's your taxable and tax-deferred accounts. Now, once you stop working, some of that human capital goes away. So as you twist and bend, you have to look at where you're going to get your retirement income from. Here's what Bob Powell writes. Part of this exercise involves purchasing annuities to make sure your future expenses are covered, especially as well as getting a handle on your tolerance for risk. Here's a guy that writes for MarketWatch saying, that A word, the one that makes so many people nervous, annuity, is very much something you should look at as part of that foundation beneath you.
Well, annuities are really able to offer us that guaranteed income to fill in that gap in our retirement plans. And that's what people are really looking for right now. I mean, we're living so much longer, and we want to know that regardless of what happens to the market, we are going to continue to receive our guaranteed income for the rest of our lives. And that's where annuities have really become so valuable. I mean, they've always been able to meet that need. The problem is that so many of you listening just didn't know that could be a good option for you. And so we're starting to see more and more economists and, we're starting to see more of them understand the real value of annuities. Now, I do have to say that all annuities are not alike. And that's why it's so important that you work with someone that is an annuity specialist, and so that you can learn your options, what's available out there. And Matt and I can definitely help you with that, and and give you some great information as to guide you into how much you may want to consider using into that that guaranteed income bucket.
You know, one of the real popular strategies now is laddering.
Yes.
And that's a strategy, for those who don't know, is you're approaching retirement, you've got your pool of money you've saved up, and so you have to ladder what money you draw out today, what money you're going to draw out in 3 years, what will you draw out in 5 years, down the road, so on and so forth. And we can help you set up that structure, because if you're not careful and you set the ladders up wrong, you could run out of money. Our plans are for you guaranteed retirement income. It's kind of a ladder that you know you can count on.
And we actually call that, instead of calling it laddering at our office, we call it SIPS. We call it a systematic income payment system.
I like that better. It sounds fancier.
Well, what it's designed to do is it's designed to give you a lifetime plan so that we ensure you never run out of income. And often I'm asked from people, you know, how much should I consider putting in annuities? And really the answer is, you know, how much do you not want to lose? And, you know, how much income do you need? Because
right.
If we can determine how much income you need, then we can determine how much you should consider using in fixed index annuities. Now, listen, Matt, I know you want to talk about this a little more, but I just have to say, right now, the market has done so well.
Yep.
People are happy. They're making money. But look, that can change tomorrow. How many of you are within 5 years of retirement? You're over 59 and a half. You're working for your company. Don't plan on leaving for another 5 years. You should consider coming in to meet with either me or Matt and just learning what your options are in doing a in-service distribution, because many of you can take control of some of those assets right now. And let's face it, if we went back to 2008, how many of you thought, wow, I wish I would have got my money out before the market downturn? I'm not saying a downturn's coming tomorrow, but what I'm saying is why not realize those gains that you have right now in your portfolio and consider shifting some of that into a safer, more secure environment so that you can have that guaranteed retirement income that you don't have to worry about. You don't have to wait till retirement. You can do it now. In many cases, if you're over 59 and a half, we can process that in-service distribution. Now, all you need to do is schedule your complimentary visit to come in and meet with either me or Matt. We will be moving offices in the next couple of weeks. We're going to be moving to Veterans Boulevard, right there in Denham. And lovely office. We'd love to have you come in and see it. Our office number is 791-5773, 791-5773. If you don't have time to come in and meet with us, just give us a call and let us know you want the 10 things that you need to know about retirement income, and we'll be glad to send you one out today.
Also, you mentioned the over 59 and a half. If you're still working, I want to stress, too, if you left a job, no matter your age, if you left a job and you left behind an old 401k or other qualified plan, and it's sitting there all lonely, you know, you took your coffee mug from your old job, you took your well, hopefully you didn't take the stapler. That may have belonged to the boss. You took all the stuff that was yours. But, Christy, we see it all the time. People in their early 50s have left a job, and we're talking to them about what assets they have. Oh, yeah, I have that 401k. I forgot about it sitting over there at XYZ. We can take that, turn it into an IRA, and protect it from market losses. Let it create a guaranteed retirement income for you down the road. So even if you're not 59 and a half, if you've stopped working somewhere, we can help you with that as well.
Well, and the funny thing is that you say that, Matt, because, you know, what I'm seeing more and more of is that, you know, there are fewer and fewer people working at their jobs for 20 and 30 years now. You know, I mean, we have people that come into the office and they literally they have 3 or 4 different IRAs because they've left the job, turned it into an IRA and you know, just left it there, just really don't do anything with it. And, you know, while we can make such a difference, we've got great products available. We've got a product through Security Benefit that can offer you an 8% bonus. In addition to that, if you're using that money as a future income need, you know, as we're gonna turn that money into an income in the future, then we can actually put a rider on that policy that will guarantee that account will grow at a minimum of 7% compounded interest every year until you turn it on as that income. And so, I mean, we've got great plans out there. I mean, really great plans. And now is the perfect time because, you know, we see so many people when the market starts going down, our our office gets flooded. I mean, flooded. I can still remember the first time you came in the office, Matt, and I had messages everywhere on my desk.
Late 2008,
yeah, because so many people were calling wanting to come in. But the reality is wouldn't it be? It would be a far greater value to you to be able to make that change while your accounts are up. Don't wait until the market goes down to make good decisions. Give our office a call and schedule that visit to come in immediately.
Okay, Bob Powell's article, 4 Simple Steps to the Complete Retirement from MarketWatch.com. Number 2, getting retirement expenses right. This is a big one, Christy. In your 16-plus years of working with people who are retiring, approaching retirement, sometimes it's difficult. I hear this all the time. Matt, it's going to be tough for us to figure out how much we need to live on. That can sometimes be a daunting task because you think when you retire, you're going to need a lot less money. The truth is, Christy, certainly in the early years of retirement, you still need about the same amount of money, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, we're seeing where some are even spending a little more than they were while they were working because they're starting to do a lot more traveling. Mm-hmm. You know, the demographics of a family has changed so much. It's nothing for mom and dad to have to travel to, Washington to see a child with their grandchildren, and so expenses don't tend to go down, immediately when you do retire. But one thing I find that can be really helpful to those of you who are approaching retirement and would like to get maybe an idea of how much it will take for you to live on during retirement, we simply have to work on a budget. And again, you can call our office and come in and meet with us. We'll be glad to work on a budget with you so that we can see if we can create a plan to meet those needs. So that budget is always taken care of.
Bob Powell writes, whatever you do or don't do, one lesson is clear. If you don't know what your expenses are or will be in retirement, how will you ever know how much income you're going to need in retirement? Now, we'll talk about point 3 after the break, and that is maximizing retirement income. But it's so critical as you approach retirement, or if you just retired, you really have to get a solid budget. We sound like Dave Ramsey, don't we? But you have to get a solid budget so you can know how much you're going to need when you actually do call it quits.
And it's unfortunate that so many of you do not even know where to begin in making a budget. I mean, if your wife, Matt, if your wife could be the budget analyzer for most incomes in Baton Rouge, this would be a great city. You know?
She is. If my wife could
she's phenomenal.
If she could be Treasury Secretary, we would not be $17 billion in debt, or trillion in debt. I can assure you of that.
Well, we say that as a joke, but in reality, we can help you. And I think one of the things that we have to evaluate before we can even begin working on a budget is, what categories do we have to use to count towards expenses, and we can help you do that. I mean, these are things that we do every day. I mean, we've been doing this for a long time. I've been actually helping people since May of 1997 protect their retirement income and their retirement dreams. And, why not let us help you?
The number to call is 791-5773. 791-5773. You can also schedule your free, no-obligation appointment online right there through our website, safemoneyplan.net. We'll come back in a moment. There are 2 more of the 4 simple steps to the complete retirement. We'll unveil those. Oh, and don't forget, if you'd like a copy of the 10 things you need to know about retirement income, it's free for the asking. Simply call 791-5773, 791-5773, and request your copy. Back with more of Your Money Matters in just a moment on Talk 107.3 FM. How will Obamacare affect you? How will it impact your planning for retirement, Medicare, Social Security? If you're a small business owner, what impact will Obamacare have on you and your business? This is Matt Kennedy, inviting you and a guest to attend our free Affordable Care Act workshop coming up Tuesday or Thursday of next week in the Zachary area. To register, call us at 791-5773. This is a free workshop. However, seating is very limited, filling up fast. So please call now, 791-5773. We're going to examine the Affordable Care Act, kind of help explain some of the terminology, and talk about how it may impact you, your business, and your retirement. Don't miss it, Tuesday or Thursday in the Zachary area. To find out more and register, call 791-5773. That's 791-5773. How will Obamacare affect you? How will it impact your planning for retirement, Medicare, Social Security? If you're a small business owner, what impact will Obamacare have on you and your business? This is Matt Kennedy, inviting you and a guest to attend our free Affordable Care Act workshop coming up Tuesday or Thursday of next week in the Zachary area. To register, call us at 791-5773. This is a free workshop. However, seating is very limited, filling up fast. So please call now, 791-5773. We're going to examine the Affordable Care Act, kind of help explain some of the terminology, and talk about how it may impact you, your business, and your retirement. Don't miss it, Tuesday or Thursday in the Zachary area. To find out more and register, call 791-5773. That's 791-5773. And welcome back to Your Money Matters. Matt Kennedy, Christy Smith from the Presley Group. Again, just reminding you we're offering that free brochure today, 10 Things You Need to Know About Retirement Income. It's a perfect time to offer this booklet as the Benefit Research Institute, Market Watch, and other surveys finding about half of you are deeply concerned about, running out of money during retirement. So this is our gift to you to help you plan for that retirement. Simply call 791-5773. I believe Eva's in the office this morning. Just tell Eva you'd like to request a copy of the 10 Things You Need to Know About Retirement Income. Call us up, 791-5773, and we'll get that in the mail to you. If you already know that you need retirement income, if you already know you're concerned about the ups and the downs and the volatility of the stock market, call and schedule your free, no-obligation one-on-one consultation. Call 791-5773. You know, Christy, you and I have been working together now for about 5 years. You've been helping people with their retirement needs for almost 16 years now, coming up 16 years this May. And I think the one thing that people often ask both of us is, what makes you guys different? Christy, what is it that you would say sets us apart?
We can all do good in good years. And certainly right now we should all be kind of feeling good because we're all making some money, But the reality is where we become different is in bad years. Now, that's on performance. But where I believe we as a company really separate ourselves from most out there is that we're quite different in the environment that we work in. We really consider our clients to be family members. We consider our team members that are going to work with us family members. And when you come in to meet with us, it's not the typical, tell me what you have, this is what we're going to do, and, sign here and we're going to take care of you. That's not at all how we operate at the Presley Group.
And I will tell you, about what makes us different. My experience in working with you, Christy, is that on more than one occasion, someone has said to me after we sit on the first visit, we spend an hour together, they're amazed that we actually listen. So if you're sick and tired of a financial advisor who sounds like an auctioneer, and they sign here, because that's what happens a lot. And I've sat down with people and said, a guy told me I should do this, but I had no idea what I was doing. I just went along with it. Well, you should never be involved with something you don't understand. So first and foremost, we're going to listen. We're going to shut our mouths and listen to what you need, not try to tell you what you must have.
And that's really going to go back to the issues that Bob Powell's talking about. We have to consider, we have to consider the things that are going to affect us during retirement. And many of you don't even know. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to put those pieces to the puzzle together so that we can really give you a solid roadmap to retirement.
Our number is 791-5773. If you'd like to experience the difference for yourself, give us a call. It's a free, no-obligation retirement consultation, 791-5773. Bob Powell writes the 4 simple steps to the complete retirement. Number 1 was getting the right mix of assets, products, and a withdrawal strategy. Number 2 is you got to figure out your retirement expenses. Number 3, and this is the one we love to talk about, maximizing your income. He writes, besides getting a handle on retirement expenses, you'll have to figure out ways to maximize and optimize your income in retirement. Now, you may have a pension. You probably are going to have Social Security or a combination of the two. But what you really want to be careful of, Christy, is running out of money. And that's where we really come in. Our fixed indexed annuity strategies that not only protect you from market losses, let you share in market gains, can also be structured with a contract from a rock-solid A-rated insurance company to pay you that lifetime income you can count on.
Well, and he even goes into saying, that once you reach retirement, every bit of income is absolutely precious.
Yes.
And what we have to do is we have to look for ways to create the most amount of income that is possible. Now, these annuity strategies that have income riders that are designed to flip that switch and turn on that guaranteed income are definitely a great option, because we can guarantee retirement income not only for yourself but for your spouse as well. You just got to learn your options, and I'll tell you what, the word is spreading. For those of you who have heard from your stockbrokers, don't buy annuities, don't buy fixed indexed annuities, they're bad things. Well, I can tell you the last figure I saw, now I haven't looked in the last week or so, but the last figure I saw in December showed that more than $25 billion went into fixed indexed annuities in the last quarter alone. So, people are they're learning. They're getting that message. Mm-hmm. At some point, you have to decide to wake up and to hold yourself accountable for these decisions.
Well, and one of the big questions, too, is, okay, when do I take Social Security? Do I take it at 62? Do I take it at 65 or 66? Do I push that off till age 70? One of the beautiful things is when you come in to meet with us, we have some software. Gotta love computers. We can put in your retirement age, and we can show you different levels. We can mix and match. It goes back to number 1, that right mix of assets. We can show you, well, if we hold off on retirement, we'll have to put more into this payout plan. Or maybe we take more from Social Security now, or take it now, and we do we can mix and match, is my point, Christy, so that you can have a real good handle on when should you take your Social Security.
Well, and not only that, we're going to use illustrations based on guarantees, not hypothetical. I sound like a computer. Not hypothetical returns, so that we know you have a guaranteed retirement income.
You're not guessing.
I can't tell you how many times I see people come in the office with an proposal that they've gotten from another advisor, and the funny thing is they're basing their income off of hypothetical illustrations that really are very generous.
Well, they're guesses. They're darts at a dartboard, Christy. And then last but not least, Christy, in the 4 simple steps to the complete retirement, reaching an agreement. This agreement is between husband and wife, and wife and husband.
This is a big one.
And I don't know how much we can help you with that one, but you have to know. For example, he points out, honey, we're going to travel, we're going to not travel. Where do we want to live? How much do we want to bass fish versus go to ball games? That is a serious discussion. But he concludes it by saying, the lesson is this: advisors must give people the peace of mind that they're on the path to what's most important to them in retirement, and maximizing the possibility and the probability that you'll reach that goal. We want to get to know you. We want to know at the Presley Group, what do you like to do? You like to fish? Like to hunt? Like to golf? How do we make sure that we make your plan set up in a way that you can do those things without having to worry about the market taking it away?
And we really want you to do those things because we like it when you bring us fish, and we like it when you...
Look, we have clients who bring great tomatoes. I love their vegetable
garden,
gardens.
Yeah. And so, the thing is that it's a beginning of a new year. Why not start this year off with some satisfaction in knowing that you did everything you could to learn what's out there, how to protect your family. Really, financial planning is really about family peace of mind. We give out sleep masks to our clients because we think after they're taken care of, they can sleep better at night.
Get some rest.
So, if you want to get our brochure that is talking about the 10 things that you need to know about retirement income, this is a great brochure. This is like a 10-page brochure that I mean, it's color, it's professionally printed, it's got great information. I mean, you want to know how's this brochure going to help you? It's going to tell you all the things, all the aspects that you need to take into account when you're planning for retirement. Every one of you should be calling to get this today. I mean, our phone should be ringing off the hook. Our office number is 791-5773, 791-5773. Or you can call the office and schedule your complimentary visit. Or you can even go to our website, safemoneyplan.net, safemoneyplan.net.
We'll be back with more of Your Money Matters in just a moment here on Talk 107.3 FM. How will Obamacare affect you? How will it impact your planning for retirement, Medicare, Social Security? If you're a small business owner, what impact will Obamacare have on you and your business? This is Matt Kennedy, inviting you and a guest to attend our free Affordable Care Act workshop coming up Tuesday or Thursday of next week in the Zachary area. To register, call us at 791-5773. This is a free workshop. However, seating is very limited, filling up fast. So please call now, 791-5773. We're going to examine the Affordable Care Act, kind of help explain some of the terminology, and talk about how it may impact you, your business, and your retirement. Don't miss it, Tuesday or Thursday in the Zachary area. To find out more and register, call 791-5773. That's 791-5773. All right, welcome back. Closing segment, Your Money Matters, here on Talk 107.3 FM. We only have a few minutes left, and joining me now via phone, because now she's on the road, heading out to more horse stuff for the weekend, Christy Smith. And Christy, we just want to make sure people understand that next Tuesday and Thursday, this coming Tuesday and Thursday, a chance for them to learn a lot about how Obamacare is going to affect small businesses and retirees. You and I were at that workshop earlier this week, and it's mind-numbing how much there is to know about Obamacare, isn't it?
Well, it really is, Matt. And the thing is that, you know, what we're seeing right now is we're seeing a lot of uncertainty with how people are feeling about the Affordable Health Care Act. You know, there's just so much that we don't know yet.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that we have to do as individuals is try to educate ourselves. And so that's why we're hosting some educational workshops this coming week. It's going to be in Zachary. And they are free workshops to attend, but you do have to have a reservation to attend. So if you'd like to learn more about the Affordable Health Care Act, commonly known as Obamacare, give our office a call and you know, just reserve your seat. The thing is, Matt, is that right now we have a lot going on in Washington.
Oh.
You know, you see the fighting going on. We've got the debt ceiling being renegotiated.
Got the budget deal being negotiated.
Yes, and people want to know how is that going to affect them. And so this workshop is really designed to give you good, clear information on the new health care reform bill itself, but also to let you know how can that affect your retirement money as well. People want more security now. They want to have that sense of security.
Yeah.
And the strategies that we use at the Presley Group can help give you that security in your retirement years. So not only are we going to talk about, you know, what is the Affordable Health Care Act and how is it going to impact you, but also we're going to be teaching about different ways that we can help secure your retirement money as well.
If you'd like to reserve your spot, it's 791-5773. I believe Cheryl or Eva one's at the office this morning. Just call at 791-5773. Now, we do ask this. The workshop that we're doing, it is about Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, but our primary focus is on how it affects retirement and retirees and small businesses. So if you fall into one of those categories, we would love to see you there. You know, if you're 30 and you're wondering about Obamacare, this workshop isn't really designed for you. But if you're retired or close to retiring, Obamacare is going to have an impact. You know, Christy, I've I've been reading some articles and getting ready for these workshops that we're having. You see a lot of articles, well, Obamacare really won't have an impact on retirees because it doesn't impact Medicare. Nothing could be further from the truth because the Medicare Advantage plans are changing under Obamacare, and it looks like the amount that you're charged may be going up, and that has a direct impact on your retirement.
It absolutely does, Matt. I mean, people that are retired and on the Medicare system typically are living on fixed incomes. And, right now it's looking like the average premium is going to roughly increase for people under the Obamacare about 35%.
Whew.
Now, Medicare recipients may not see quite as high of an increase. There's so much other that is uncertain that what we have to do is we have to create just a more stable environment for retirement monies.
Well, Christy, correct me if I'm wrong. Your Medicare supplement payment is taken out of your Social Security benefits, correct?
Well, no, not directly, Matt. The thing is that your Medicare Part B premium comes directly out of your Social Security
Okay,
check.
that's it.
But
So
your Medicare supplement check or your Medicare Advantage benefits do not come out of your Social Security.
Okay, I got them mixed up. Okay, but the Part B comes out of your Social Security. If that gets more expensive, and it's expected it will, that means you've got less disposable income in the form of Social Security, which is why at the workshop we're going to talk about how do you replace that income? How do you use your nest egg to replace a part of that income? Because I think, Christy, that's going to become more and more critical as healthcare costs get more and more expensive.
Well, it absolutely is, and you can see this right now, Matt, with what's going on just in the past week. I mean, we're definitely looking at a breakdown in Congress. I mean, some want to repeal the Affordable Care Act. They don't want to fund it.
Yeah.
But they don't have enough support, in my opinion, to reverse it. And so this is something that is going to happen, and so it's a matter of us learning and doing the best we can to adapt to it. And that's why taking the opportunity to attend, educational events is so important. And that's what we're going to do next week. We're going to have 2 different events where we're offering great information on the Affordable Health Care Act. If you want to get up to speed on it, ask your personalized questions, call our office and reserve your seat. We've got one scheduled for Tuesday, one scheduled for Thursday. They are here locally. I think these are in Zachary.
Yeah, they're up in Zachary, right.
And so if you would like to reserve your seat to attend this educational event, not only are we going to talk about, how the Affordable Health Care Act can impact you and your family, but we're also going to talk about different saving strategies so that we can give you some predictability when it comes to your retirement assets.
It's good stuff, and it's free, but seating is going to fill up very fast, okay? We have limited seating, so if you'd like to attend, simply call us at 791-5773. 791-5773. Visit safemoneyplan.net to learn more. We look forward to seeing you next week. For Christy Smith, I'm Matt Kennedy. This has been Your Money Matters.